what? Talk about my dope pal. Say what? Hey, yo. You already know what time it is. We getting into it. Stop the Cat Podcast Season 2. Episode Mother Lover 3. I ain't got no more to say. No thing than Mother Lover Chicken Wing. I am the stupendous, the most magnificent DJ Mother Lover Fly High. Welcome in. Hey, yo, all I gotta say is this week is crazy. We got a lot to talk about. Short little time, short little everything. We only got an hour on the time. I want to design. So we got to make this right. Got to make this perfect. So, in politics, we already know what's going on with the presidency. We're just going to smack into it. We ain't going to really talk about it. We already know what's going on. We already know what's happening type vibe. So let's just pray and pray to God we don't get in no trouble. We don't get in no bull. We ain't get into no craziness, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, let's just say, you know what I mean, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up with that. Know what I mean? We just gotta wake up with that. That's all. It is what it is. I'm not saying nothing crazy to that. Excuse me. But you know what time it is. We here. Stop the Cap. Each and every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know the vibes. This week conversation, you already know the title, hip hop and social activism. Because we've been on this speculation in this world where we live, right? That this whole socialism, activism, whatever you want to call it, type of vibe, right? It's been, I don't even need my headphones, real talk. It's been a real combative situation, right? Say like this, right? We got hip hop artists, hip hop moguls, hip hop genre folks right here, and they are so-called activists. But what does it mean to be a social activist in today's society? Well, to answer that question, to be an activist in today's society, there's a lot of stuff to go through it, my guy. You're talking about a whole bunch of you gotta know people, you gotta know formulas, you gotta know the crowd, you gotta know who's about what, who's about this. You also gotta know the world texture as it is. It's a whole lot to play being a icon in today's society, in today's world, in today's mogul. You know what I mean? People wake up and be like, yeah, I could be a social activist. I could do it with ease and be a hip hop star and be all this extra stuff. But in reality, how can you really do it when your back is against the wall on a whole bunch of other stuff? Like, put it to you like this, right? Put it to you like this. You could be a hip hop mogul. You could be a hip hop sensational. You could be a hip hop extravaganza. You know what I mean? You could sit there and literally be that person, but are you really being an activist? Are you really sitting out here and putting your time and effort into the community, into the property, into the what I'm trying to say, to the family that gave you birth. I mean, that family that sat there and really just put you through everything you needed to do. I mean, not a lot of people could say like, yo, like I had that family. Nah, bro, like did you really had that family? Did you really sat there and had a structure, a foundation? Because really, truthfully, this whole being an activist in today's society, man, oh man, oh man, folks, I'm telling y'all, it's crazy. It's doggy dog. I'm thinking like it's gonna be easy. Some of these artists don't even know what to do or what to say or anything like that. They just have to sit here and just literally just be them. Nah, man, it is what it is. I mean, I say this. I don't know if I don't know if if it's just me or if it's just the world. But the world need to wake up and realize that some of these hip hop advocates, nah, I mean, they not really advocates. They're just what's the word? Being a pawn. Y'all looking at me like yo, fly. Why you going that way? Why you speaking like that? I'm not speaking, but the truth, chat. I'm just speaking the truth, and here's my so-called history of why I say, you know, all this stuff is crazy because really and truthfully, we living in a world where anything can happen in this hip hop culture. Like prime example, 50 years of hip hop exploring from the transmitted influence of hip hop into the field of social workers. You have the greats that have done so much work in the hip hop culture and black and Latinos and since what the 70s, early 60s, know what I mean? And DJ Cool heck Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him DJ Cool. I never pronounce his last name. I always pronounce it wrong. Nah, I mean that brother from another mother gave back to the community, gave back to the Bronx. I mean, so it makes you wonder, like chat. It really makes you wonder: is this world that we live in is really diverse? Because last week we talked about no, not actually last week. The week before last, we talked about the influence of hip hop through over sexualization. That's what we're bringing back to the topic at hand, to the conversation of this week, of where hip hop is being more directed and more impact. Because I don't know if y'all noticed. I don't know if y'all noticed. I don't know if y'all noticed. Have y'all noticed? Have y'all noticed what's been going on over in the hip hop culture? The whole Megan Thee Stallion twerking for votes. It is what it is. You gotta get your coins. You gotta get your coins somehow, right? Then on top of that, you have this whole big controversy of how these activists in hip hop are not doing nothing. They're just mainly being lazy. And I'm looking at it like, how can you be lazy in today's society, right? I can't be lazy, right? Prime example, right? You have Dr. Dre, DJ Cool, who have who else? Female MCs like Queen Latifah, Kendrick Lamar. You have all of these greats that give back to the community, that give back to the world, right? Now listen to this. That's gonna be the kicker. If you have all these greats, why is this world still the same shithole when it comes to hip hop? Nah, I mean, think about it. Think about it. Real talk. Real talk. Think about it. Because as you know, hip hop, hip hop has really went from being so great to just I don't even know what it is at this point. I don't even know what it is at this point. I don't. I don't. We seeing mumble music. We're seeing twerkaholic music. And it's sad to say that Tory Lanez had to make a comeback. Like, I'm not a big advocate or a big fan when it comes to Tory Lanez. Chat. Let's be realistic. I just see difference in the world because he decided to throw that song out there. Now it's not the greatest. It's not the spectacular whoop de scoop de doo that everybody was expecting. Everybody was expecting. Um, it's just more of the fact that we live in a society where we just need to just understand the complicity of hip hop is dying, and the activist waves that we used to grow up with are struggling. Man, when was the last time you saw a kid be great in the hip hop or stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like it's a frustrating thing to see that this world is literally on the verge and cusp of reorganizing its format in music. And my question is this formatted music, folks, is this formatted music, right, going to be a pivot, or is it going to be a real disappointment? We all know countries taking over the airways. We all know that because of the 1990s to about 2010, good 20 years of hip hop, good solid 20 years. Because the beginning of hip hop, it was just a dog eat dog world. Everybody was gunning after everybody. Everybody was sitting up here. You know what I mean? You just don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know. Just don't know. Just don't know. And that's what tonight's conversation is going to be talking about, just hip hop and social activism. And are we getting the help that we deserve in the hip hop culture, or is hip hop culture going to die, folks? Real talk. Put your questions in the chat. You already know what time it is. Because I'm gonna say it like this. Hip hop has the ability to foster connections among people transcending geographic and cultural bounds. Right? Um, Socialism harnessed this power to faculate and communicate developing and supporting systems. This is a script that I written. Now, what do I mean by that? Is that you have to have 5 key elements to govern this whole 6 element of hip hop culture that we are currently living in. The DJs. The DJs are the ones who have the artistic hands, the ones that play the music, the ones that play the beats, the ones that sit here and literally make the tracks great. I mean, the tracks that we want to sit here and Shazam and want to sit here and uh always copy. You know what I mean? Always want to sit here, be like, yo, let me see what this is about real quick. You know what I mean? Let me see here, jump on this bandwagon real quick. You know what I mean? Those are the pivots. You know what I mean? Then you have, hold on 1 second. Thank you. Then you have the MCs, the rappers. Now I mean, those are the ones that put out the words that activate and some people. It motivates people. Some songs you have are motivational. Some songs you have that are really I don't even want to describe the word what I'm trying to say, but I'm gonna say unworthy to be heard.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Help me. Help me. Nigga. Help me.
I'm just saying, right? Because if we notice, and this is something that we have to take accountability, right? Going back to episode 1, if y'all haven't seen episode 1, please go check episode 1 back at Reflex Radio at YouTube, know what I mean? Or you could download it at Stop the Cap, know what I mean? The app. Or you can sit there and hit the Mixie Lounge page over at YouTube and go ahead and see the copies. Right? So What I mean is so crazy diverse. Going back to the first episode, we all, as adults, we grew up. We listen to music. First, we start listening to the non-cursing music as little kids. We'd be like, okay, that's a cool song. We get into it. Not the what's the word I'm looking for? Lavish adult music entertainment that we listen to of today. Just the normal ABCs, the hooked on phonics type of songs, maybe your favorite cartoon song here and there. Then when you start hanging out with your cousins, the teenagers, they expose you to a world. I don't know, so much shit. They expose you to a world where it's literally, oh my god, shimmy me timbers. Like, what the hell just happened over here? Did I just sit here and just did I just sit here and just dream of something, or did I just sit here and just be a part of something? No, you sat here and be a part of something. Something to the point where something to the point where it's like, now you know what all types of music is. You want to start exploring. You just want to start being creative. Now, that's where the craziness comes into play. That's where you have to really be condescending, open with your mindset, listening to the words, because some of these words are advocating in us. Some of these words are sitting over here resonating in us. Some of these songs should not be spoken of in these streets, depending on your age. You know what I mean? Uh, it's a doggy dog world where people sit here and just listen to these words or listen to these tracks and don't really listen. They just listen to it, think it's hot, okay, and when they go speak the lines and spit the lines, it's like, hey, yo, bro, uh, it's just like, oh, it's just like, what you say, partner, and you're saying it to the wrong person, get you jammed up. That's what I'm saying. Like, and also, on top of that, if you notice, some of these words that people spit to and write bars about, they're actually snitching on themselves. Do y'all actually peep that? Do y'all actually see that? Do y'all actually see that? Do y'all actually see that? Like, straight up, like, do y'all actually see that? Know what I mean? Do y'all actually see that shit? Because I want y'all to understand how important this world is. Know what I mean, that we live in, how crazy this world is when it comes to the hip hop game. Like that whole Sexy Red situation. Know what I mean? Y'all see it's being a hot kick, everybody's eating it up, right? But y'all really know what she's promoting though? See what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a hip hop and be a social advocate, you gotta realize what you're preaching, what you're putting into this world. Because putting a lot of stuff into this world, bruh, it is bad enough this world is susceptible to a lot of tarnishing and a lot of craziness. You know what I mean? So be mindful of what we listening to, folks. If you listen to something crazy, nah, man, I advise you turn it off. And then here comes the crazy part. The theater and literature of hip hop, combining hip hop elements and themes and dramas with story and poetry. Some of these people nowadays don't do that. They just either just combine hip hop elements and talk about rubbish, or combine hip hop elements and snitch on themselves. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. There's so many dope ass beats out there. So many crazy ass beats. But they're going to these whack artists and literally going to these whack artists and not going to the proper people that needs to be going to, or the proper people that needs to be excelling in it. You know why? Because management. Once again, going back to episode 1, it's all about management. Management is taking over the game. They are literally sitting here telling people, hey, yo, since sex sells, I need you to talk about this. I don't need you talking about what's going on. I don't need you to talk about killing people no more. Leave it to the niggas. I need you to do this section. While the niggas over here is like, yo, I need you. I all I can talk about is gangbang life. And they like, yeah, go for it. Go for it. Talk about the gangbang life. Go for it, bro. Go for it. It's a literacy debacle that we are living in, folks.
Help me, nigga.
Think about it. We live in a literacy debacle because of how current hip hop is. Now, I'm not a fan of saying that, hey, some of these artists need help.
Stop the cap.
I'm not saying it. But something gotta give, folks. Something got to give. You already know what time it is. It's 20 on the mark on the hour. We're gonna get into our first music break. You know what time it is. Your boy DJ Fly. I'm gonna hit you with something new that came out by my homie Dizzy 8. New on the radar. Oh, excuse me. I'm actually not gonna do that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give y'all something hip, something that just came out. Y'all know me. I'm a DJ, so I get my music. I'm always into a lot of stuff. Shout out to Fleet DJ, shout out to Reflex Radio, shout out to Volume Radio, shout out to the companies I used to work for. Everybody looking out for the broski. So we got 3 new tracks. First track I'm gonna hit you with is called MMS by WizKid and Asaki off the new album called Luege Boy. Then I'm gonna hit you with something else. But we're gonna hit that music break. You know, time is your boy DJ Fly, Stop the Cap Podcast, each and every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get into MMS, WizKid, Asaki. Oh, we're gonna get into it.
See, this life thing, yeah, it's all about understanding, bro. You gotta understand what you're doing. You need a direction, bro.
Turn it up.
Turn up your dial.
Your DJ's about to go in. Fly high.
What's up on the time? What's up on the time? When I just try. When I drop a song, I go need to dance. I do what I could get it, I pay my price. Then I find the sound among all the sounds. I no get the name, I no sing a sound. Sound, Mr. Money sound. I want the precise. I be like military, match up my head. Vigilant, forgive me, Lord, I did on your place. Cemetery, people, we don't die, people cemetery. Life is not easy, I know it's not easy, you guys do the thick and easy.
Funny.
What be like that fake gone? You do below long for my city gone. You know if you run from who you are and waiting go be man is casting stone. Mo do below long power san you. Mo wadi titi mo de sham you. I do below long to call me yo. Kade man shun kade she kade man yo. Oh you alone.
Oh, you alone. My mama leave me, yeah, you know long. Lost myself and I found my purpose. Yeah, every day I know that I am blessed. Tonight we go to love me. Yeah, they can do me. Nothing man no face. Survive today. These kind things in our life we need.
This is the second song now, I mean, called Taste by Lil Tecca. Let's get to it.
You made a wish and you went better not go ahead tripping over faith. It wasn't promised, you know that you lucky you living for the day. I make it happen, don't give a fuck if it's gonna take 100 takes. And my shorties come different flavors, it's like every day, got different tastes. Yeah, how I feeling today? How she feeling today? How we feeling today? I can make sure you straight, yeah. Are we cashing out? That's how you feeling today. What you mad about? You know I can make sure you straight, yeah. But no, we on two different times. And she want a nigga just like me. Good luck just finding them. I find a nigga just like me. I'm fucking around signing them. You told me that I could get rich off of talking my shit, and you think I ain't signing up. Just let me know, back. You know I can take control back. You know I got a problem having patience. You know I got problems with concentration. I see that you dealing with motivation. And for motivation, we every day. I done had bad days and better days, yeah. Either way, I'ma still medicate, yeah. No, you want it, but it's over. Just call me when you sober, but you still can't come over. No OT, yeah, I told ya. That's on me, can't fold up. Want it all green, like Yoda. Said that you want no one. Still trying to get a little closer. You made a wish and you went better not go ahead tripping over faith. You wasn't promised, you know that you lucky you living for the day. I make it happen, don't give a fuck if it's gonna take 100 takes. And my shorties come different flavors, it's like every day, got different tastes. Yeah, how I feeling today? How she feeling today? How we feeling today? I can make sure you straight, yeah. Are we cashing out? That's how you feeling today. What you mad about? You know I can make sure you straight, yeah. You made a wish anyway, better not go ahead tripping over faith. I make it happen, don't give a fuck if it's gonna take 100 takes.
You're always saying it's not the right time to talk. You're always doing this weird shit, so just let me know when it's not a bad time.
That needs to be talked about. I apologize, my mic was off. I was saying, you heard the first two tracks. You heard Lil Tecca talking about relationships. You heard and you heard a Wizkid talking about just peace and melody. So that's what I mean about the whole concept of how we live in a world where some people be a social media or social advocate through the hip hop scene. Others just be telling the story, so you don't know what's really out here. That's what I mean. Like you gotta be careful. Nah, man, you gotta be careful. So Next on the list of agenda about this whole hip hop social advocate thing. I mean, how does music affect society? Well, I could tell you multiple ways music affects society. A lot of people, for some people, it affects society through beats, rhythmic tunes, expression. You have so forth and so forth and so forth and so forth, right? And then you have others where music is such an aspect of their society. Like some people, it's a norm for them. Like they have to listen to music. They have to sit here and be able to literally just have music envelop their life, because if they don't, they will sit here and either lose their head. 9 times out of 10 that happens. 9 times out of 10 that happens. Not yet. 9 times out of 10 that. 9 times out of 10 that happens. I was just saying. And then you have others where people just learn how music bonds with them. It helps them through crucial times of conflict with their lives or stuff that happens in their everyday life. Why is it beneficial? Why is it beneficial? Right? We're gonna get to that. Why is it beneficial? Why is it beneficial? Music has been the power to connect with people, to influence with people. That feels a fundamental difference between other forms of communication in society. We all know that. Not a lot of people can understand. Certain people who have this heightened sense of elevation, right? This heightened sense has the ability to deeply affect our mental state of health and rises our mood. That's why some people, if you notice, how if they listen to a certain hip hop song and it has social activism in it, their mood just skyrockets to the top. Have you noticed how certain songs and melodies have a power to inspire people, to guide their actions to better format their values in life and find their personal identities? Prime example. Prime example. I give you 2 songs that shapes lives, right? Number 1, Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z. Right? That's a New York song, right? Number 2, y'all gonna sit here and laugh at me. And when I say this, y'all gonna be like, yo, stop the cap. Know what I mean? Happy People by R. Kelly.
Stop the cap.
I'm not capping. Think about it. Every time you hear that song, everybody do the 2-step. Everybody do the step. Come on. Prime example, Poison. The Cupid Shuffle. Should I need to go on? People need to understand that literally, truthfully, like literally, social activism through hip hop happens. It's just not in the flow of necessity in today's genre of hip hop, because all you hear is booty twerking music all the time. Who wants to sit here and wants to literally be what's the word? And it's on tip of my tongue. A party pooper. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. A party pooper. Just because the fact that the song doesn't resonate with you, bruh. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Like, who, bruh, like, there's so many different ways that hip hop couldn't be an influence in today's society where people don't want to take it to the chance, because we all know that the man is in demand for a lot of other stuff and not primarily for the things that he wants to do or say. I mean, so like the cultural impact of music in today's popular music reflects on the culture of today. What is the culture of today? Booty shaking music. What is the culture of today? Women trying to quick scam over men. What is the power of today? I don't want to say it.
Help me. Help
That's how bad it is.
nigga.
That's how bad it is, chat. And we need to wake up and realize that this whole thing, the thing that is, it's just crazy, because it's like we live in a world where literally, chat, hip hop is dying. And if we don't wake up to realize that if hip hop is dying, we need to do something about it. We need to make it affect music on a social level, because for decades it's been doing that. Then all of a sudden, this new wave of music came, and now it's dead. I had to say it properly. It's dead. It's dead. Hip hop is dead in today's society, because the way hip hop social activism is, it's not the same no more, chat. It's literally a doggy dog world. It's either a guy talk about some sad story, or you hear a female talk about, I'm trying to quick scam on a guy and trying to shake my bro. Like, that's why I respect Tory Lanez for coming out with something different. You know what I mean? He came out with something in prison, and a lot of people are like, oh man, here we go, Tory Lanez, free Tory Lanez, this, free Tory Lanez. No. Respectfully, even though it's trash, I will be honest. I heard it several times. I sat here and listened to it. Even though it's trash, I'm gonna sit here. Like, I'm gonna play it for y'all right now. And here it is. It's called Skate on Jake. I mean, and he did this in prison. Just listen to this. And this shit dropped today.
I'm about to zoom on Jake. New Montclair, my jacket, new boots, my nigga, yo, Louboutin face. She like how I move, I skate. Keeping that fly, Montclair, my sweater. That's your guy, will tell him I'm better. I'm about my cheddar, my cheese, my flutter. Since my ex done left, I'm cold-hearted. I skirt, I'm so sorry. Nigga keep talking, I shoot at the whole party. I fucked her soul the party. Hopping that skate, Jay. Oh, Rari, and moving that whole started. Don't let me find out you poor body. Put hold in your whole body. Hey, heard your boyfriend broke. I spent $10,000 on Louis V coat. Pull that bitch right out the stove. Let that boy talk and my shooter come right out of scope. I get to walk and my bitch get to throwing the flowers. Them hoes lay right at my toe. I get to walking inside of the party. My chain is shine like the light on the phone. None of my hoes gon' bop. I'ma take 60 and the bitch take 40 off top. Drops with the scammers. If a nigga try to zone me, I'm taking up the 40 clip blowing your block. Keep this one thing clear. When I walk through, bitch, love my hair. Hustle, rock my money, is stare. I hop in that bag and I'm moving unfair. Hey, going out starless. I must have fucked every bitch in there. Spinning that bitch like a nigga.
And it's crazy how he's actually spitting truth to what he's saying if you listen to it.
I'm about to zoom on Jake. Hey, I'm about to zoom on Jake. I'm gonna put new.
You heard he said, I'm about to zoom on Jake. You talk about Jake Paul? That whole situation sided with Trump. Like, it's crazy how if you really listen to certain words, certain hip hop songs, stuff like that, you hear the the veracity and tonage in song usage. Know what I mean? Now we live in a society where it's like, know what I mean? We don't have that no more. And shout out to Tori. Shout out to Tori for trying to bring it back. Shout out to him for trying to bring it back. Respectfully. Shout out to him for trying to bring it back. I'm not too thrilled of what's to come because anything can happen. Although I'm expecting high hopes because we need hip hop to come back because the way things is dying now these days, hip hop is dying. Like, what's next? What's next, chat? What's next? R&B? What they gonna take after that? Soca? Our dance, can't take the soca and dance all the way. Not the R&B. So can we bring back something that mean a lot? To us, a lot that showed us love and appreciation, a lot that made the way and paved the way, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man, because while we may not like this new music trend of popular genre music, we must also take a step back and appreciate how lucky we were to be exposed to all the music in our generation. In some parts of the world, it's not easy to be accessible. While music has been the means to push boundaries and expression, it's clear that this world that we live in is not expressing itself the same way. Its values of music trends is just not the same. It is just life proven and an insult of how music in some cultures are. Let's be realistic. Know what I mean? And a lot of people can bash me on that, but they can't, because another key factor we have to consider is how strong music has influenced society, has made human behavior impact of movement rights. Know what I mean? The roles, know what I mean? History, know what I mean? For example, the impact of freedom songs, civil rights movement, know what I mean? We shall overcome, know what I mean? Strange fruit, know what I mean? These are the type of shit that broke down barriers, know what I mean? And educated people, and also made a point to build empathy across a divided country that we live in. And a lot of people may not realize that, but we live in a such torn, broken, tore down country that music is the agent for change. And without hip hop, the key foundation of it, there will be no change. There is no change. There is no structure. Know what I mean? Which is going to sit here and rot. And I need to understand and realize that this plague of this current hip hop that we're living in is literally destroying our whole youth, our whole generation, our whole foundation and core of what we are, who we are as people. Know what I mean? So, like I said, wake up, folks. Realize what's going on. Because I'm telling you right now, things are only going to get worse from here on out. I'm going to hit you up with a quick music break. Then we're going to continue on with the finishing thoughts and comments. I mean, you already know what time it is. Your boy DJ Fly Hype, Stop the Cat Podcast. I'm going to hit you with Tears in My Smile. Know what I mean? Since we're on this music and socializing impact, know what I mean? Devonta, Brooklyn artist. You already know what time. Let's get to it. Shout out to you, big homie. Let's take that music break real quick.
Lately, I've been feeling like it's way too much for me. Saving everybody, but no one saving me.
Your DJ's
Need a little
about
help
to go
sometimes.
in.
And everybody thinks I'm just fine. I'm the strong one. And everybody thinks I'm fine. Oh, but right now, got my head down, and I'm praying that someone sees. Feel alone in my house with the lights out, hoping that someone will see me through these shades. I'm smiling through the pain, no one to blame but me. I just need someone to say, it's gonna be okay. Oh, I need someone to say, you'll be okay. okay. Lately I've been feeling like it's no more here for me. Giving everything that I have, but nothing left for me. I need a little help sometimes, and everybody thinks I'm just fine. I'm the strong one, and everybody thinks I'm fine. Oh, but right now, got my head down, and I'm praying that someone sees. Feel alone in my house, with the lights out, hoping that someone will see me through these shades. I'm smiling through the pain, no one to blame but me. I just need someone to say, it's gonna be okay. Oh, I need someone to say, you'll be okay. Even if nothing will change, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's gonna be okay. Oh, I need someone to say, you'll be okay. Even if nothing will change, you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already heard what time it is. You'll be okay. Nah, man, that was a dope song by Devon Terrell. As always, you know the vibes. That man does miracles on the track. Brooklyn artist, you know what time it is. All the good stuff. So, in closing remarks, closing thoughts. Hip hop, like I said, I was giving y'all example after example after example after example after example after example after example. Various different artists and song makers. You know what I mean? So I only got like 3 minutes. Then I'm gonna hit you with the outro. So with all being said and done of today's episode 3, I hope y'all have an insight to what we're trying to go for. 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have our first guest. I ain't gonna tell you when and where we're gonna have a first guest, but we're gonna have our first guest. And let's just say we're going to dive into it crazier. It'll be a 2-hour segment. Then and only then, when we have guests, we're going to have 2-hour segments. So be on the lookout for that. You know what time it is? Your boy DJ Fly, Stop the Cat Podcast, each and every Friday from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Reflex Radio. Shout out. New York City, stand up. I'm going to leave you off with this note before we hit it with the outro. If you want hip hop to be hip hop again, start getting out these trash ass artists. Kill the sexy red vibe. Kill all this noise. I understand it's making money, but let's make money the right way. Know what I mean? I'm your boy DJ Fly High. We out, baby.
Counting out this money with my brothers. I've been counting all this money with my brothers. And I'ma get money, motherfucker. Look at all the young niggas flexing from the bottom. Flexing from the bottom. We just want the money, the respect, and all the power. Money in the power. The money in the power. Fucking up a check. These bitches fucking for check. Look at all the young niggas flexing from the bottom. Coming out them rights, nigga, do we have a problem? They say we ain't bought it, wonder why they never tried us. We flex on the bitches and be cutting on the robbers. Fucking out them 36s with 30 bitches. No lie for them dirty niggas, we pouring liquor. The way we bought it, know we richer. I feel like richer. Quarter on pay for get that G like 30 pictures. Get up from y'all, hit the deal, I was out here with the we been counting money on them niggas. See, before I had them bitches, I was out here with the we been counting money on them niggas. See, before I had the digits, I was out here with the we been counting money on them. See, before I had the deal, I was out here with the we been counting money on them. We some rich young niggas at the project. Still counting. counting money on them. Screaming, fuck them other niggas in the process. Right? Still counting money on them. We some rich young niggas out the project. Still counting money on them. We some rich young niggas out the project. Still counting money on them. I was counting money right in front of the corner store. They was rapping, I was only talking raw. Way before the dealer nigga went out on the tour. I throw that money in the air, told that hoe get on the floor. We was throwing rent out, they be pulling lint out. R.I.P. the bundles and it's free, my nigga been out. Pray I go to heaven before I ever go to hell. Riding with the blicker fully loaded, ducking 12. Pocket full of bands, stupid with them grams. Take it out the pot and wrap that bitch up in saran. Riding in the rock, party out of did it. Fuck them other hitters, know I do it for my city.